Alright, so we have big changes to the Qantas Frequent Flyer program coming up in 2026 and 2027. In my opinion, this is a huge change. Now, I'm going to go through this video, no editing, I'm just going to just tell you what's going on. So let's start off with the status credit rollover. I'm pretty excited about this one because I'll quickly go over it. So now, if you're Gold, Platinum, Platinum 1, you're able to roll over 50% of your status. Silver, you'll roll over 25%, which isn't as much. But I'll give you in a scenario. Let's say you are a Gold member and you have 800 status credits. If you maintain it, you only need 600 to maintain it, which means you have an excess 200, right? Normally that just gets rolled over into your lifetime and that's about it. Now you can take 50% of that and roll it into your next year. So instead of starting at 0, you start at 100. Now that is huge news because in my opinion, a lot of the times you're able to kind of hit that like 600, 700, but you're just not able to really hit that platinum or like the platinum 1, or if you're silver, you're not be able to hit the gold because you're kind of always in between. Now, if you're in between, it will help you get to that next level for the next year, which I think is a great change. The biggest thing to mention, however, is that they're getting rid of the retention layer. So for example, for gold, normally you need 600 status credits to maintain it if you're already a gold, and 700 if you're a new member. Now it's just a flat 700. So everyone just has one kind of like level to reach instead of like having these like different confusing levels. So I think this is an exciting change. I really feel like normally it's kind of hard to hit the next level, but now I can actually roll over my status credits, which is honestly an exciting thing to try. So yeah, really excited for this one specifically. Alright, so the second biggest change is the introduction or reintroduction of status credits on the ground. If you didn't know about this program, basically you could earn 10 or 20 status credits on various things that you spend money on. Could be cards and banking, insurance, utilities, hotels and travel, etc. Some of these are pretty easy. So for example, cards and banking, if you already have a credit card, and it's pretty easy to get the free status points. Some of these are a bit harder, for example, switching your energy and stuff, pretty more complicated. So I found, for example, shopping the most easiest with cards and banking. Fuels and cards are pretty easy as well. But this is just another way to get status credits that can basically influence how many points you get from a status credits perspective. So honestly, the reintroduction of this is great. I'm assuming they brought this back because they just saw how much money they were making off people spending more. But either way, a great introduction and will help towards you hitting your next membership. Alright, so the next change up is the more lifetime milestones. In my opinion, this is not going to affect a lot of people at all. This is just more for, I think, just the more quality of life thing that they've introduced. Basically, if you hit lifetime gold, every time you hit 10,000 status credits, you will basically get the ability to bank a platinum status. And I think it's like 5 years that you can do it. So I think this is definitely for those who are people who've hit lifetime gold, but not traveling as much to hit the platinums. And this just gives the opportunity for you to use platinum status during your year. So I think more geared towards people probably towards their retirement ages where they're not flying as much, but they flew a lot before, so they have lifetime gold. And then, you know, they can use the platinum status throughout 5 years of traveling. So I think this is more for those who are a bit older, to be honest, but still a nice quality of life adjustment. So finally, we have these two programs. Now, these two programs kind of interlock with each other, so I'm going to cover them both at the same time. So they're getting rid of Points Club and Green Tier. These two programs, I think, are pretty... I think they were basically a way to be more sustainable and have a sustainable initiative, but also Points Club reward those who were chasing points and not necessarily flying a lot. However, I think what they realized was people were chasing status all the time and points were just a part of the journey, like if you get a credit card. So I think they're just getting rid of it and just incorporating all that into your normal tier benefits. So for example, extra lounge passes, vouchers, discounts, which are all part of Points Club. And now I'm assuming they're going to divide it among silver, gold, platinum, etc. and different tiers for that. So yeah, I think it makes sense. Having all these programs is a bit confusing. I'm sure some people really like the Points Club program, especially the fact that you could book a rewards program and get status credits. I really hope that benefit still stays somewhere, but if not, it's unfortunate. That was the biggest, in my opinion, reward for having Points Club. But either way, we'll see what happens. But this is basically the retirement of Points Club and Green Tier. And I kind of already just addressed this, that they're basically going to have one retention level instead of having multiple in different levels to maintain, etc. So yeah, I think pretty decent overview, like way of streamlining and quality of life in these programs. Because I think, to be honest, the focus should always be on trying to hit your silver, golds, and platinums, etc. Finally, we have a new digital experience. Find international classic flight rewards quickly. Now, obviously, people have a gripe with the classic flight rewards, and honestly, I was using it recently, and unless you're flying from Sydney, it is a really pain in the neck trying to do multi-city stuff. So in my opinion, as long as they fix the multi-city stuff, that's a big win, but we'll see what happens. It says launching in March 2026, which is already when this video is going to be released, so let's see what happens. My final thoughts of this program, these two are the biggest: status credit rollovers and status credits on the ground. Status credit on the ground, the ability to earn status credits whilst not flying is huge, because honestly, sometimes it's just trying to get those extra 10 to 20 or maybe 50 status credits you need. So in my opinion, very big change, and really, in my opinion, a great one. Status credit rollover, I think, has a lot of potential as well if you combine it with the status credits on the ground. I think the ability to hit the next level, which sometimes it's a lot harder. For example, platinum is pretty hard to get as a gold if you don't fly as much, but being able to roll over and potentially hit into the next year is a pretty fun change. We'll see how it works. It might mean that you hit gold and then you hit plat next year, but then you can't maintain it, and you go back to gold and then you go back to plat. Like, you might have those scenarios. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but pretty exciting changes. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. And sorry for the rough video. I just wanted to quickly talk about this and give you an overview of what's happening. A lot of it is still up in the air, but this is just the information we have so far. So yeah, thanks and see you next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe for more Qantas content.